What's up, guys? You're watching jmboytv, and we are back with another reaction. Today we'll be reacting to Cowgirl in the Sand by Neil Young. This was suggested by a patron, so you know how to check it out. It's been a little while since I checked out some Neil Young, and he always comes with the deep stuff, so let's see what he has for us today. If you are a returning viewer to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a ton. There are 100,000 of you guys that watch my videos and return to my videos, but over 85% of you guys are not subscribed. I know it can be easy to forget because my videos just pop up. I do the same thing sometimes. If this is your first time to the channel, I am new to the rock genre, exploring the mini classic rabbit holes, having a blast. If you want to join me on that journey, take a second to scroll down, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss a video when I post. It helps out the channel tremendously, and if you guys are interested in exclusive content or you want to ensure that I react to your suggestion, definitely consider checking out the Patreon. The link will be in the description. I have tons of reactions to classic songs that got blocked here from YouTube, songs that I know you guys would enjoy. That being said, let's get right into this video.
dust. Has your band begun to rust? After all the sin we've had, I was hoping that we'd turn back. Old enough now to change your name. When so many love you, is it the same? It's the woman in you that makes you wanna play this game. Not the way it seems. Purple words on a gray background. To be a woman and to be turned down. Old enough now to change your name. When so many love you, is it the same? It's the woman in you that makes you wanna play this game.
Man, What an amazing song from Neil Young. This was just a sweet and smooth ride. Just really good music. I love the guitars on this, love the bass line. The bass line was actually crazy on this song. I had no clue what this song was gonna be. The intro started out more simple and lax, and then they switched up a couple of times as the song went on. They added those guitars. They had some crazy riffs on this one. The drums were simple, but I enjoyed those as well. The guitar playing on this just had so much swagger, so much style. My favorite riffs were towards the end, like during that last minute. Just that It's really great stuff, so much flavor. And Neil Young's vocals were also great on this song. Although there weren't many lyrics, that chorus is kind of sticking with me. I think it's the inflection in his voice. It made this one really memorable. Now let's check out the lyrics on this song. He said, "Hello, cowgirl in the sand. Is this place at your command? Can I stay here for a while? Can I see your sweet, sweet smile?" So he's talking about a girl that he wants to be with. I don't know exactly what he means by cowgirl in the sand, but he asks her, "Is this place at your command?" Then he says, "Can I stay here for a while?" So he wants to be in her domain with her. Almost like asking to be in her space. Also, maybe he's saying she's out of place. A cowgirl usually isn't associated with the beach. The chorus goes, "Old enough now to change your name. When so many love you, is it the same? It's the woman in you that makes you want to play this game." So I think he's saying here, like, you're old enough and mature enough to get married and like settle down, start a family. But when there's so many people after you and so many people trying to get to you, does what we have currently even mean anything? He doesn't know if she's taking him seriously because she has so many other options. And then he says it's the woman in you that makes you want to play this game. So maybe he's saying, like, with so many sources of potential love and you being so sought after, maybe you want to test them all out. Maybe you want to experience all these different types of love because of your emotional, intuitive nature. Next verse he says, "Hello, Ruby in the dust. Has your band began to rust? After all the sin we've had, I was hoping that we turned bad." So here he's continuing with the out of place kind of theme. He's talking about a ruby being in the dust. Obviously a ruby is a high value item, but once again, it's not where it's supposed to be, like the cowgirl in the sand. And then he says, "Has your band began to rust?" So like the ring of the band of the ring. And I think he's saying, like, are you tired of being like out of place? Are you tired of being in the streets, maybe out on the market? So once again, trying to convince her like it's time to settle down. Then he said, "After all the sin we've had, I was hoping we turned bad." So after all our experiences together, I was hoping that it would lock you into our relationship. But obviously she hasn't really committed to him. And that's why he has to ask all these questions to kind of feel out where she's at. Last verse I'll go over, he says, "Hello, woman of my dreams. Is this not the way it seems? Purple words on a gray background. To be a woman and to be turned down." So I think here he's saying, like, you're the woman of my dreams, but that's not the reality. You're the person I desire to be with, but that relationship hasn't turned into the commitment that he wants currently. That's why he said, "Is it not the way it seems?" So it seems like they're in a relationship, but they're not really exclusive, or they just haven't locked it in yet. Then he says, "Purple words on a gray background. To be a woman that's turned down." So he might be insinuating here that she's scared of rejection, so she doesn't want to commit to a man and then he end up leaving her. So instead she just entertains many men and doesn't commit to any of them, so that her value won't be diminished. Maybe she has that fear of not being good enough in the relationship and then being turned down eventually or getting broken up with. So man, this was a fantastic song. Great recommendation from you guys. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content. And I'll catch you guys on the flip.